Hello, welcome to my video, and today I'm going to be talking about how majority of society in the modern era lacks foundation. Now, this has become readily apparent to me as I talk with more and more and experience this life. It just becomes so apparent that people lack the grounding. They don't have no ground that they stand upon. They just have beliefs that are maybe even contrarian to the other values they hold. But they continue to do that. They continue to value these things. They continue to believe them. Maybe it's because they sold a lie, or they don't recognize their ignorance or lack of foundation. But my goal with this video is just to make someone, or just people in general, realize how they lack this foundation that I think is so important to have as a person. As a person, digesting the world, coming to your own conclusions, discerning the world. You need a foundation that you ground yourself on. You need some type of belief that you truly believe in above all else. Your most highest form of belief that grounds you, that establishes what goals you will have for your life. What do you want to achieve? What is valuable to you? And these sorts of beliefs are lacking. But we are just not as conscious as them as we would be before. Before we had all the distractions, before we had all, as I covered in my last video, before we had all these distractions, we would think more often, we would be bored, and that would cause us to think. And from these things, from this thought, we were either fed the lies or fed doctrine or dogma or beliefs, like how we are today, or we come to our own conclusions from the information we observe or our experiences. And I think this is the best way. This is the best form, coming to your own conclusions. Just looking at the facts, looking at what you believe, what you find truth in, and then coming to that, right? But we do not do that anymore. Or we are more focused on, I would say, menial things of not much importance: money, wealth, status, maybe the new Louis Vuitton bag, or the designer drop, some sneaker fashion, the next micro trend. We don't really care all that much about meaning. And I can see this, I can just see how lost society is now. How this feeling of loss and no structure, no foundation has been affecting people. You can see it most readily in the youth, right? In my generation, as I am part of this generation. Growing up, I've just seen so many people just have lukewarm beliefs, or just lukewarm attitudes towards life, towards their foundations. Even if they were, say, a Christian or Muslim, whatever, they don't have a strong belief in it. They don't have a strong, just hold on their beliefs and what they value. Or it is more important that they pander to the world, to the worldly things, to the things of very little importance. And if they were to look back on it, and if they were to look back, oh, do you really find importance to this? It's either they would say, I don't know, or they would say no. I don't think majority of the time people do these dumb things, buying the new sneaker, new shoe, new clothing, or just hopping on the latest micro trend and be like, wow, I found a lot of meaning in that. I was very successful in that. No one's really done that, I don't think. And I think this is the biggest problem, a huge problem, because, oh my gosh, that's scary. Because it allows for people to give you a disbelief, just force it upon you. Whether you're aware of it or not, you are force-fed a belief, you're force-fed a society, an outlook in which they want you to believe, so that they can continue to control you, continue to make you work, slave away at a job that you don't want to do. And you know in all your being you don't want to do this job. You don't want to do it. You don't want to go to school and learn about this thing that you find no importance in. You don't want to have this office job in HR where you manage people, or petty arguments and mishaps, or submitting data into other forms of submitting data from like a large data set into another form. People don't really find importance in this. People don't find any fulfillment in this. And I think before, when we had more of like a hunter-gatherer society, or when we would actually have to work for food and gain our, farm our crops, hunt the animal, whatever, that is much more fulfilling than what we have now and today. That's why you see all this depression and just angst, or hatred for their job or their life, because they don't have fulfillment. They don't have a foundation. They don't find this meaning, right? For it's already given to them. The meaning's already given to them, but they don't want it. They know they want it, but they are fed it. They're like, oh, I need this money. Oh, I need this wealth. I need all these things. I need a new house. I need a bigger house, bigger car, nicer car, faster car, whatever. Like, are any of these things really gonna help you anyway? Are they gonna give you any sort of real fulfillment in life? And I'd say for most people, it's probably no, right? Probably they're not gonna find that many fulfillment. They're gonna find more fulfillment in, what they actually truly value, like talking to people, or, loving one another, building community, building like a collective, a commune, something as such. As humans are social creatures, are supposed to love. As God said, God will, you're supposed to love your neighbor. I love God and love your neighbor. And I think this is very just centered to the person. But in today's day and age, we're fed the liberal lie, of being an individual. Individual is going to make you the most happy. Being yourself, being selfish, focusing on yourself. That's what's going to make you the most happy. When this is not the case. Every time we interact with people, we always have more fulfillment. We always have a better life, more joy. And even in the places where you see people get joy from the work, it's usually from interactions with others, interaction with people, not actually going to the job, slaving away, doing that meaningless work, right? You don't get real fulfillment from that. You get fulfillment from being with people, talking to people, interacting with people, connecting with others, loving one another. Well, that's what I see. I would say as like if there was a common denominator among humans and what they found value in, it would be with other humans, right? In community, in communion with other humans, connecting with another. That would be, I would say, the most widespread form of fulfillment that people have. And I think this is a purpose. This is purposeful because we are made to do that. We are made to do these things. We're not made to work a 9 to 5. We're not made to continue to just focus on ourselves, but we're made for something greater than ourselves. And I think that is the main idea, connecting with something greater than yourself. But that belief, that greater than themselves thing that they hold dear to them, is what we lack. This foundation, this inherent meaning that I think is readily available in humans. It's so apparent to people. I'd say like love and helping another out, love that neighbor, is so like obvious. It's like even a kid would tell you that, even a child would do that, right? But in a society, in the capitalist society we live in, we just continue to focus on ourselves, focus on the individual. When we know this is not the case, we know this is not what we want, we continue to do it. And for you, if you are undecided and you say, oh, I'm not going to make a choice, I don't really care, you already made a choice, right? You're just going to do what everyone else does. You're going to continue to be an individual. You're going to continue to work in society. You're not going to try to change it. You're not going to try to find foundation. If you're just going to live with how society is or what beliefs you're force fed, you're gonna still lack that foundation. You're gonna still have no meaning. You need to self-actualize. You need to find who you are, what you believe in. And I think this starts at the foundation. So if I could, for example, if I have a foundation, let's say I like art, right? I can become art. So I can start working towards what I find value in, what I find as meaningful. But if I never find this affinity for art or belief that art is valuable, then I will never begin to achieve it. I will never begin to come to the point where I'm actually, yeah, this is valuable. I believe in this, right? This is what I want to do, right? I'm going to structure my life around this. I'm going to structure my life around making art, creating. If I were to never find this belief, if I were never to find meaning in this, I would continue to live unfulfilled, continue to live without meaning, without any source of real fulfillment in my life. And I think this is how majority of people are. Majority of people want meaning. Majority want to self-actualize. Majority of people want to have something greater than themselves, creating something or doing something that is meaningful outside of their own selfish, inherent goals of attaining more capital. But we don't do that. We don't do that because we're too distracted. We are too distracted by what is next. Oh, what's that? Let me make another sports bet. Let me bet on this so I can make money. Let me work another 10 more hours a week so I can see my family less, see my friends less, but I'll have more money, right? This is not what we're made to do at all. This is not the goal in life. This is not what we were called to do. And you can tell. You can tell because majority of people hate their job. Majority of people don't want to do their job. Majority of people want to just sit at home and do nothing or just consume. And even when they do that, even when they do this consuming, they just consume, continue to consume. Do they find any real fulfillment in that? No, they don't. They find no real fulfillment in that. All they find is just more. It's nothing. Honestly, nothing. They find nothing in that. And if there were to be something, if there were to be anything, any form of foundation, any form of meaning in their life, this is not it. It's non-existent, right? Because they have not found it. They have not searched for it, and they don't feel that. They don't feel the need for it because of how distracted we live. Building off what I talked about before in my earlier video, we don't care, right? We don't care because we are too distracted by whatever we're fed, whatever we're trying to take our attention away from what truly matters. And I think that's that meaning, that foundation. And the way in which we build meaning is through our foundation, through what we believe in. So, if there is one thing that I would say, if you were to watch this, and you're like, okay, what do I do now? What do I do now, Trip? Trip, what do I do? I'm gonna say, go out and search. You know, we have so much information. We have so much plentiful of information and thoughts and ideas and beliefs. Go out and search. Go out and find it. Go research things. Go research religion. Go research philosophy. Anything. Because my main goal with this is just to make this a more common conversation, more common, I think, ideas to have. I think everyone should think about this, not just the philosophers or the smart intellectuals that need education, that go through education. No, everyone should be thinking about this. Everyone should be valuing this. No one should be without this. No one should be without meaning, without foundation, right? And that meaning, that foundation starts with you finding, meaning starts with you finding a foundation. So yeah, I want you guys to try to find your foundation. Do anything about it. It could be literally anything. It could be the smallest thing. You could watch one video about Christianity or Islam or anything, right? Just anything to find a core meaning, a core belief, something that is you hold higher than anything else, something that you value above anything else. And if you can find this, if you can do this, then I would say it's gonna have a crazy amount of benefits that you won't even begin to understand until you find it. You know, you will begin to live a more fulfilled life, a more structured life, a life where you can say, hey, I'm doing what I love, or I'm working towards what I love, or I'm valuing what I'm love, right? Instead of taking it for granted. Because I think a lot of times people take things that they actually truly love for granted. Their family, their friends. This is almost always we take for granted. We don't value it as much. We value work more. We value school more. Whatever type of selfish desire we value more than what I would say is the most important. And this, you can see this because who do you treat better? Your boss or your family? Right? And I'd say majority of the time people are saying the boss. People are going to say their peers, their colleagues. So instead of your own flesh and blood, you're going to treat a colleague, you're going to treat a worker, someone that you work with, that you barely know. You're going to treat them with the more, hey Jim, how you doing? Oh, hey Jim. Oh, how was the game? Oh, you went to see the, oh yeah, you're going to be so nice and friendly to them. When it come home to your family, when you meet at a dinner table, you're not nice to your family. You're yelling at them. You're being mean to them, right? Or you just don't care that much about your family. You don't care to ask them how their day was. You don't care how to do any of this. You don't really care about that, right? And that is the problem. That is the problem we're facing. It's this backwards thought, I would say. So, as I could say, my main goal, wrapping this up, I would just want you guys to go and try to find that. Try to find what you truly believe in. Try to find what you find as valuable, what you find as the most important, right? Your foundation. Just find your foundation. And that's your first step to finding meaning. Now, coming to what I want for the future of the channel, and my goal with making this type of content is just to make substance become important again, right? Make important conversations, things that we find meaningful, deep conversation and thought important. I want this to be normal. I want you to be talking about this with anyone and everyone, so that we might be more conscious of our own belief, of our own thought, and live a more meaningful and fulfilled life. Because this, I think a lot of the problems in the world is just around this, because we don't really starve anymore, right? In modern society, we don't starve. We're not unhomed, right? All the basic needs are met, but we're lacking the most important, which is the self-actualization. And if we can continue to live a more actualized life, live a life where we have more importance, more just overall happiness, because we're living in a life with meaning and fulfillment. So yeah, I'm gonna close the video here. I want you to just go try to find foundation in your life. But yeah, my goal with the channel is continue. Again, it's just to make substance popular, right? Make important conversations, important thought, a common thing, a commonplace in which you can talk about with anyone without them having no opinion, without them saying, I don't know, I don't care, but realizing how important these beliefs and ideas truly are. Okay, with that, I'm gonna end the video here. Goodbye, guys.